Hello, this is a Noco Genius5 Battery Charger for automotive batteries. It came in its actual box when I ordered it from Amazon. So we'll just take it out of the box it came in. These levels, they have Noco 1, 2, 5, and 10, and I think it stands for amps. There is a difference though. So I was a little confused when I first started looking. Everybody was recommending the Noco 1, which is only like $30, and they kind of go up. I think the Noco 2 was somewhere around 50, the Noco 5 was around 70, and the Noco 10 is like 100, something like that. But the automotive batteries have an amp hour rating, and our batteries, like my daughter's Mazda CX-5 is like 55 amp hours, but my daughter's Elantra and my wife's Pilot and my Ridgeline all take the same battery, and they all take a 70 amp hour battery. So I got in a discussion with the guy on the Noco website, and he was telling me that the Noco 5 goes up to like 100 amp hours or 120 amp hours, but that the Noco 1 and 2 did not go up that high. So he said I either need to buy the 5 or the 10. He recommended this. So this is the box. I like how Noco packages things. I'm a big fan of the GB40 jump starter, and that's why I stuck with this. This is not a sponsored video. So this is the box it comes in. It's very small, very compact for what it is. So that's everything. This is just the little directions that are probably too small a font for me to even think about reading. So we've got the main unit here with a twisty tie. We'll take that off, and this is where it plugs in. It's got a little plastic cover over the plug for the wall. So basically what you do to charge the battery is you plug this into the wall, and then this end will connect to that, and you'll put one on the positive terminal of the battery and one on the negative terminal of the battery. And we'll show you this, but basically the lights will indicate when it's charged. So this would be, you know, if you had an automotive or smaller battery that needed recharged, you could use something like this. I believe these are good for like 6 volt, and yeah, they're good for 6 volt and 12 volt batteries. So your automobile is going to have a 12 volt battery, but you might have something else like a riding lawnmower or ATV or something like that might have a 6 volt battery, or a lot of items like that. So anyway, what we're going to do is let's go see how to use this. So let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to do first, this is the reason I bought the battery charger from Noco, was because I first bought this battery tester from Ansell. I've already done a video on. I'll put a link to that video in the video description, and I'll also put a link to this if you want to purchase this item. And so it started out with me checking my daughter's battery and getting a message that the battery was good, but that it needs a recharge, and I didn't have a battery charger. So because of that, you know, I bought one because of that. So I'm going to go ahead and hook the negative up to the negative and the positive to the positive, and this gets its power directly from that. So it powers on when you plug it in. So quick test, I'm going to hit enter right here. It's only 4 buttons: up, down, exit, and enter. So I'm going to hit enter. Okay, input value it remembered from the last time. I'm going to put enter. This is a 55 amp hour battery. Okay, healthy. Now it's saying good battery, charge 77%. Probably because My daughter just drove it for about 20 minutes. But when I checked it yesterday, it said recharge. So it's at 77% charge now. When I checked it yesterday, it was down in the 40s. So it said good recharge. So I didn't have a way to charge it. So I bought that battery charger. And so what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna get that now. And we're gonna hook that up. So basically on one end, we've got positive and negative alligator clips. And on the other end, we have a regular plug-in. Goes into a wall outlet. You always want to hook it up to the battery when it's not plugged in. So we're just going to lay this down here. Doesn't have any power to it. And then we're going to, same thing, alligator clips. Go on our negative. Get a good grasp on that. Put this on the positive. Get a good grasp on that. And then we'll take this, plug it into an outlet right here. It's a regular wall outlet. Okay, so it's in standby mode. That's that orange power button. So I'm going to hit this mode button. And I'm gonna select 12 volt. The other options are 12 volt AGM, and I can't quite read, 12 volt lithium, 6 volt, what's that say, 12 volt repair, is that what that says? 12 volt repair. So this is a regular flood acid battery. So it's just on the 12 volt. It's not an AGM. All my other batteries are AGM. This one is not. So you select that and it is charging. So you have you do see that it does need a charge. So feel good at least about that this battery is going to benefit health-wise from a charge. So this allows you to see how it's doing. Okay, so these two indicators are red, this is orange, and then that's green. So we're just gonna let it sit here for a little bit, and then we'll come back out and check on it. Alright, so this what happens when you first plug this in and turn it on. It starts off with the red, orange, and green. So when we first started it up, it just had a couple red lights. Then after several seconds, the orange light came on. Then a little while longer, all those lights stayed on and it started flashing green, a slow flash, but all the other lights stayed on. So in studying up on these Noco lights, they say that as long as the other lights are illuminated, it's still actually helping the battery get to a higher health than it was. So anyway, what I did was I just walked away from it and let it sit for a couple hours or so. And this battery wasn't in terrible condition. So now that all those lights are out and it's just on the green, we can go ahead now and we're going to unplug it first. Kind of reverse order of how we did it, where we take the power off of that first. Then we're going to unclip our clamps so we don't have any power going to it. And then what I'm going to do, I don't know what the result is going to be. If the battery was bad, you might have to let it sit overnight or something. But you would know by the indicator lights. So that's what's great about the indicator lights. So I'm curious as to what our quick test will tell us now. Earlier, like I said, yesterday when I tested it, the car had been sitting overnight and the battery health was in the 40% range. Well, when we tested it, it was 70-some%. So we're just going to plug it in again, hit the quick test, and just see what happens. Okay, so see now it's saying healthy 100%, and it's saying the charge is at 96%. So it definitely boosted that battery, so made it, you know, in a much more healthy state. So anyway, that was easy to do, easy to use, and these aren't that expensive, especially compared to a battery. This was like $37, and then the Noco was, I think, $60. So the two of them combined, less, you know, right at $100. And so, anyway, I hope you found that helpful. And I'll put links in the video description to the Ansel battery tester and the Noco. I'll put all the Nocos in there, depending on your needs. And the Noco website is also good, and they do have a chat function on there if you need help choosing which one is right for you. I found that when I went into the chat, I had a person responding within a minute, and then they were also knowledgeable and were able to get me my answers I needed within a couple of minutes. So anyway, I hope you found that video helpful. Thank you for watching.